Good evening. My name is Caleb Peterson, and this will be my personal leadership philosophy presentation. First, we'll start with who am I as a leader. As a leader, I believe that leadership is a process and not a position or a title. If it were a title, we would just have a bunch of dictatorships, and I do not believe that is true. I believe it is built on connection, courage, and creativity. You must be able to connect with who you are leading and collaborating with, because if you're not, then once again, you're more of a dictator than an actual leader. It is focused on learning and teamwork. You have to, like I said, you got to be able to have good teamwork skills, and you also need to know how to learn. If you're not learning as a leader and learning how to lead and learning what ways make good leaders and how the people you're leading react to certain scenarios, you're never going to be a good leader. My core values, I believe my top 5 core values are courage, creativity, learning, harmony and or respect, and then charisma. Courage is really big because in order to be a leader, you have to be the one that's taking those steps that others aren't willing to take. And then another one that I think is really, of the top 5, that I think are really important is charisma. If you don't have a lot of charisma, you're just going to be boring. You're just going to stay monotone like this. If, let's say, you have to, let's say there's a situation where you're standing in front of your team and you're trying to lead them, you're trying to come up with a game plan. If you're standing monotone, you have no charisma, you're talking like this, it's never going to work. And then first prompt is a past experience that has shaped my leadership. I have a couple actually. One big one is fraternity leadership. I am the social chair of my fraternity, and that's just helped me. It's taught me how to work as a group and as a group to meet a shared common goal. And then another one is volunteer work. The volunteer work I'm doing with this class and that I did last semester, which would have been spring. In the spring last year, I've learned I've learned empathy, how to put myself in other shoes, and I've just been able to observe people in other backgrounds that I may not have had experience with in the past. Lastly, in high school I was a basketball captain, and like I said from my example earlier, I've learned how to lead a group of kids that are my age, and it taught me how people receive advice differently. I couldn't be as hard on one player as I could another player. My future vision, I would like to continue growing as a professional and as a mentor. This will help me in my career choice as a PGA pro. I will need to learn how to teach people, and I need to be more professional in that matter. I would love to create inclusiveness and positive environments. Once again, when you're teaching others, that's a big thing. That's a big thing you need. And inspire confidence in others. Once again, with teaching, teaching isn't about critiquing mistakes. You also got to instill confidence. An influential person that I look up to and that has really shaped my leadership is JT Peterson. That's my dad. He was my selection for the Leadership Toast project for this reason. He taught me that being a leader isn't about control, but it's about your influence and having integrity. Just being who you are, true to yourself, leading with integrity is huge. He also says that pressure is a privilege. I believe that to be very true because that just instills confidence in others in saying that, hey, you're here, that's why you feel this pressure, but you're here because of your work, and this is a gift. And lastly, some closing statements I had. Leadership is an ongoing process. I'm never a full product leader. None of us are, I don't think. I mean, maybe Coach K, the Duke coach, old Duke coach, he might be a pretty good leader, but he's also in his 70s, right? He's had plenty of time to learn. And I would like to lead with empathy and act with integrity, and just to grow in my experiences. And I don't think being a leader is about being perfect. You just got to be real to who you are and make sure you're making a positive impact in the world. Thank you.